So we became aware of quite a few records of beaver sightings in Wiltshire and Somerset. So we commissioned a survey of the Avon catchment to see where beavers were, and this took place between January and March in 2022 on foot and canoe. From the results of that survey, the surveyors estimated at approximately 13 territories, and we think that equates to about 50 beavers in this area. So we want to look at the health and genetics of this population. So genetics-wise, we want to make sure that they are Eurasian beavers and not North American beavers. The two species are very similar, you can't tell them apart visually, so genetics is really important for that. And we also want to make sure that it's a genetically robust population as well, because we don't know how many individuals formed it, we don't know the levels of genetic diversity. So we want to have a look at that to see how resilient the population may be.
So we're here, we're looking for fresh beaver activity and working with landowners to see if we can get permission to trap beavers on their sites. So we use specialised beaver traps. These are live traps. We've used them for many years, and they're a design that's used right the way across Europe. And the idea is that the beaver's quite secure and safe inside the trap. There's a whole series of food in there, and we know once a beaver's been trapped because we've got cameras and trap sensors on it. So it allows us to react very quickly so that the animals spend the minimal amount of time in the trap. Once we trap the beavers, we're taking a whole series of samples. We've got a vet on call that's working with the team, and we're sending those samples away for processing, so screening and research purposes.
So the health screening process involves checking the beaver all over. So firstly, that's checking its sex, weighing it, measurements. So for example, we measure the tail to see how fat it is, and then other things like, for example, start taking samples. One of the main samples that I'm here for is for the bloods. So those are to check that the beaver's fine and healthy. So we would look at biochemistry, checking its liver and kidneys, and haematology. So that's looking at its red blood cells and white blood cells. Other things we do is disease screening. That's just to make sure, obviously for human health, but also beaver health too. And then after we have successfully done the health screen, the fun part comes where we actually go and release them.